Good afternoon, everyone. This is Norvell Central coming back at you with another YouTube video. I would like to wish everyone a happy Super Bowl Sunday. Three former Noles will be participating in today's Super Bowl matchup versus the Bengals and the Rams. Cam Akers, Jalen Ramsey, and Auden Tate. This is going to be a great day to be a Nole because whoever wins this contest today, a former Nole will be a first-time Super Bowl champion. So that's really exciting to see. Anyways, at this time of the recording, I have 862 subscribers, and I'm itching closer and closer to that 1,000 mark. So if you could, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you can be able to get that feat for me. But I just want to thank everyone for all the love and the support on the videos, and just thank you for everything that you do. If you do enjoy the content and you have not followed my Instagram account at Norvell Central or my Twitter account at Central Norvell, I have included a link tree at the bottom of the video's description so that you can follow those accounts. My Instagram currently has 11,893 followers, and my Twitter account has 2,431 followers. As most of you know by now, I am an official SeatGeek ambassador. SeatGeek is a ticket app that takes the confusion out of buying tickets. They put a 0 out of 10 score on each ticket to know if you're getting a good deal or a bad deal, green meaning good, red meaning bad. Plus, when you use my promo code Norvell Central, you get $20 off your first ticket purchase using the SeatGeek app when it's $50 or more. Click the link at the bottom of the video's description so that you can download the app and use the promo code as well. But let's go ahead and get straight into the video of why I did this. March 5th is going to be setting up for an enormous day for Florida State athletics, as it's going to be the first day of spring practice, and it's also going to be the date that recruits come in and visit as well. It's going to be a crazy day. We're only 3 weeks away, and I'm super excited for Florida State football to start back. And we're only 7 Saturdays away from the spring game on Saturday, April the 9th. We're 27 Saturdays away from taking on Duquesne in our season opener on Saturday, August the 27th. I know 27 Saturdays may seem like a long ways away, but it'll be here before you know it. I mentioned earlier that March 5th will be the first day of spring practices, and they're also going to have their elite junior days. They're going to have some really sought-after prospects in this attendance for this recruiting event. And there's also going to be some NFL alums as well. There's going to be some huge prospects like Brandon Ennis, Vic Burley, Hakeem Williams, Santana Fleming, Robbie Washington, Roger Kearney, Lucas Simmons, Kelton Smith, Darren Reed, Wilkie Denaud, Reuben Bain, Keltrick Falk, Keith Sampson. The list goes on and on. I mean, there's a ton of guys coming here. And then you also got guys like Chris Parson, Cameron Davis, Jordan Pride, and also Lamont Green Jr. and Benjavius Jacobs as well. They're going to be leading the charge as those commits that come in, and they're really going to sell the program in terms of being there for them. And there's going to be so many elite prospects coming to visit. And these recruits, they just want a reason to hop on board and commit to the Seminoles. But however, the 0-4 start of last season, it was really hard to build any momentum. And most of those prospects that will be visiting on March 5th will make their decisions during the early signing period. The early signing period has really turned into that February signing period that everybody so loves and chooses. And now we don't even really get the effect and factor of that February signing period. Everything is based off of that early signing period. More kids are early enrolling time and time again. And it's great to have an opportunity to develop those relationships early on with these prospects that are attending. But this coaching staff has to finish the job, and they need to put pen to paper with most of these recruits. We've already seen how some of those recruits have went away from Florida State on signing day, and they didn't really finish the job there. And the only way that you're really successful in achieving that feat of putting pen to paper is showing a reasonable product on the field. But let's face it, Florida State's got 4 consecutive losing seasons. They failed to make a bowl game in only just once of those 4 seasons, and they have not accomplished 10 wins in the season since 2016. Conservatively speaking, I believe that this coaching staff, they need to win 6 games in order to remain some kind of success on the recruiting trail. That's just to get some kind of postseason success, get some extra practices out there, and prove that they can go to the postseason. I believe the team has the necessary talent to be able to improve this season. Florida State's returning 9 starters on offense. They're replacing Corbin and Love Taylor, and they also have 9 starters on defense, and they're replacing Johnson and Thomas as well. It may be a challenge to replace the likes of those elite pass rushers than Johnson and Thomas, but I do believe the collective effort of Jared Verse, Dennis Briggs, who I think is going to play the Fox position, Derek McClendon, Quayshawn Fuller, Patrick Payton, George Wilson, Byron Turner, who I think is a really talented kid. He's got the NFL size made there at about 265, 270. He's a huge and massive human being, but he got hurt in the fall camp part of section, and he had that season-ending injury for the rest of the season. So you're hoping if he is remaining and being able to stay healthy, that would be a great unit for this team. I don't expect Burst to be coming in and having that double-digit sack guy right away, because that's a lot on a guy that just came in to transfer into the program. Yes, he came in early enrolled, and he's going to be a very talented player throughout his career at Florida State, but it's going to take some time. He's only a redshirt sophomore. He has 3 years remaining of experience left if he doesn't decide to go to the NFL a little bit earlier. But I do expect him and also Dennis Briggs to combine for double-digit sacks. May not seem like a lot, 5 and 5, could be 10, but just overall, I think that would be a massive start. You also got, like I said, Derek McClendon, Fuller, Peyton, Wilson, Turner, even TJ Davis, if he's able to step up and do some things there. You got Shonbray Jackson that's kind of splitting time between there, Joshua Farmer that's kind of going to the defensive tackle position. There's a lot of guys there. And, I mean, you can even include the Fabian Lovitz of the world and the Robert Coopers. I mean, defensive tackles are going to have their sacks as well. But enough on the defensive side of the ball. Let's go ahead and go to the offense. Everything is going to run through Jordan Travis. He has more weapons at his disposal. We've all heard about it off season in Micah Pittman, Winston Wright Jr., Deuce Spann, and also Johnny Wilson. Not to mention that guys like Malik McClain, Keyshawn Helton, Ontario Wilson, Joshua Burrell, if he remains healthy through his ankle injury, are returning. So there's no longer you're supposed to be relying on one wide receiver to emerge like you did last season with Andrew Parchman. They really tried to go through a lot of growing pains with that. And, you only really saw one key moment with him in the Miami game in that 4th and 14 moment. But that was an excellent throw by Jordan Travis, and there was a lot of moving pieces there. So he's really developing as a passer, and he's got to continue to do so. But he's finally got some options at that wide receiver position that he is needed. And I think that could be an average unit in the ACC at least. But you're hoping that the offensive line is going to be more experienced. You got guys like Caden Lyles, Dylan Gibbons, Darius Washington, Robert Scott, Bless Harris. And one thing about Robert Scott is he was even projected in some mock drafts this season to be able to get to that first-round grade in the class of, or the 23 NFL draft. So that's really important for some of those guys. You have some really good upperclassmen. I'm hoping that Darius Washington can be able to slide into guard, and hopefully you get Bless Harris to slide out there, or maybe even get another offensive tackle in the transfer portal. But you're really hoping that some of those guys step up. I know that they put a lot of emphasis on getting some of those offensive tackles and offensive guards in the recruiting class, and they've done a really good job with that offensive line. Maybe Rod Orr can step up, Lloyd Willis, one of those guys, but I really have optimism about that offensive line. And then turn to the running back position. You lost Jashawn Corbin, but at the same token, you have guys that are coming in like Trayshawn Ward that's already been experienced. He had a little bit of hamstring injury later in the season. You turn around and have Trey Benson, who you really were liking. This Memphis staff loved him, out of high school. He just had that injury early on in that torn ACL, and it was a bunch of torn ligaments, but it's not as serious as you would really think. I mean, he's going to be rehabbing throughout this spring practices, and, of course, he's going to be there. But I do think he's going to be a contributor in some form or fashion. And then you got a guy like Lawrence Toafili that has struggled to stay healthy throughout his Florida State career. You saw the potential, especially in that Clemson game when he was tiptoeing down the sideline for that 75-yard touchdown pass. But will he stay healthy? That's the biggest thing. I mean, that was the biggest thing for him was even on that last play of the game, it was a fluke pitch back, and he got hurt on the last play of the game. I mean, that sucks. I mean, that is a terrible way to go out, especially when you were just trying to find your stride in that game. And hopefully you were able to build some momentum later in the season. But just overall, you have to find more stability in that position. And maybe they add another running back. Maybe they add another quarterback, an offensive tackle. There's going to be some options they're going to have to explore. And I'm not saying it's definitely over because, like I said, they can bring in some guys that will be able to enroll during the summer. But will those guys be more contributors? Will they be ready-made starters? It's yet to be desired. But overall, I'm very excited about March the 5th, and I couldn't be more excited to have some Seminole football back in my life because the offseason is really, really dull. But I'm hoping that everyone can get back to being their Seminole roots, and I'm very excited to cheer my team on. I just want to thank everyone for watching the video, and I hope you all enjoyed my video discussing what's happening on March the 5th. Be sure to leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts on the video about March 5th and also what your Super Bowl score prediction is going to be. I hope you all have a great rest of the day, and as always, go Noles.